welcome to Family and Values. Today is the 27th day in the month of May, and yes, it's Children's Day. Happy Children's Day to all our beautiful, loving jewels out there. This is to celebrate you. I'm excited because I'm also a child. Come on, yes, I have to dance. I remember those days. Don't worry, I'm still a child. The child in me has come, it has been activated. Welcome to Family and Values. Thank you for being our guest on this wonderful show. It's another beautiful week, another exciting week. Of course, we are going to give you the very best informative, educative information throughout this week. Exciting topics for you to learn and understand. We really appreciate you for always being there, for being there last week and being there this week for us. To all our crew members, our guy on top, at the top, to everyone that is making this week production a possibility, we are saying thank you, thank you, thank you very much as we sail this week. And we are starting with excitement because come on, it's Children's Day. We wouldn't be happy, you know. Yes, today is Children's Day and we have a whole lot for you. Stay tuned. My name still remains Joy Abu. We are streaming across all our social media platforms. Please download the Galaxy mobile app so that you can watch us on the go. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. And hey, turn on your X and Facebook notification. Like I used to say, when you see these beautiful faces on your screen, you know it's time for Family and Values. And I have Mama Gen Z. She's also a child, Joe. Today we are children. We are representing the children, how do I call it? Children's section. Good morning.
It's so good to be here. This morning I wanted to come in my old school uniform.
And you know, I was also thinking of that. And
I just wanted something younger. But I'm like, some people would be like, this one. They call you Mama Gen Z. Just they try to. Anyway, I'm not trying to feel belong. I believe my heart, my soul, my spirit love children. And I want to wish all our children the very best of this new year as we celebrate Children's Day. I believe what you go through is actually a way of growing. And each time you look at yourself in the mirror, even now if you are a grandma, you are a mother, go back to your old picture and look at it. And just imagine then and now. What can you say? What can you really give back? Or what would you want to if I have 10 years backwards or 5 years or 20 years, this is what I would have loved to do. Sometimes it's good for us to look at that. That will help us to measure how great God is in our life. I want to say beautiful welcome to each and every one of us as we join Family and Values on Galaxy Television this morning. My name is remain Ulori Adijoke Ademi David. And I'm sure you're going to have a splendid time with us this morning. And to those who are believing God for children, don't worry. Your time is now.
Amen.
And God is going to bring you that joy beyond your imagination.
Okay, so let me ask, what's always been the first thing you remember when you're doing your Children's Day celebration? For me, it was the march past too. I preparing to, all marching. And morning, my dad was.
And the fact that, it's all about children, everything around that setting. You just want children to exhibit themselves, showcase what they have. And, when we're growing up, we used to have amusement park then in those days. So they will take us there. Most of the time, it's always fun. Anyway, it's always fun.
It's always fun. Okay, yes, we would go straight into our mini feature because we have something exciting for you. We'll see you on the other side. Stay tuned. Parenting is never complete without the input of children, and today being the Children's Day celebration, we decided to look at something. Family and value is all about family, everyone that makes up the family, and today we decided let's look at parenting from a child's perspective. And in celebration of Children's Day, we have our guest in the studio who happens to be a child. So today we are presenting to you our child guest in the studio in the person of Emanuela Don Richman. Emanuela, how are you?
Fine.
Are you trying to try?
I'm fine. I'm good. And you?
It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you looking calm.
It's so good to see you. Don't do all that paparazzi. This is the beautiful daughter of Joy Abu. So don't let her start giving you any garage you go wale. So she's there for studio.
Okay,
so I'm going to, don't look at her. In short, ignore her. Do anything you want to do right now. because the camera is on you. Feel
Okay,
free. It's your
okay.
day, it's your time, and enjoy the season.
very
Oh yeah.
good. Enjoy the
Welcome.
show.
It's so good to have you.
Okay, now I know you were surprised when I said you were going to be a guest today on the show. But let me ask you, what is Children's Day celebration to you?
Well, for me, Children's Day celebration is a day set aside to celebrate the children of the world and to remember the things happening in the past, because during the slave era, we've discovered that not only adults were slaves, children died of malnutrition, they died of hunger, they died of thirst, they died needing someone to help them. Even in this world, as we are like this, the world currently still maltreats the children.
Now, you're talking about maltreating. I want to take my question from that angle. As a child, what do you think about bullying in school? What's your view? What's bullying? To you, what's bullying?
To me, bullying is an antisocial behavior, aka ABS. So, bullying for me is when someone taller and bigger than you threatens you, seeing as you're smaller and weaker than them. And bullying is not a very good thing because it has negative impact on the child. The child you are bullying may not have the courage to tell their parents that, oh, mommy, daddy, I'm being bullied in school. They may also not have the courage to tell their teachers because it instills fear and pain inside them. So, which means that bullying on its own is a very bad attitude.
Very bad attitude. But what about bullying from home, in the midst of siblings, bullying from teachers? You know, some teachers do bully too.
Yes,
You
I
know,
do.
transfer of aggression.
Yes.
Just bring their frustration. How do you think children should come out to express themselves when they experience this kind of situation around them? What should they do?
Okay, from my angle, from my perspective, I think from the bullying of the home is something that I feel that is supposed for the parents to be put in jail, because, for example, there are 3 siblings.
Okay.
Okay, let me use myself as an example. Me and my brother. Most times, me and my brother usually fights, and one thing I don't like about my brother fighting is because of small things like iPad, his tablets.
Okay.
I normally use it and watch videos on it, but he refuses to let me.
Okay.
And if he wants to go and tell my mom will first of all ask me, Mama, what did you do? If I explain myself and I still don't get the answer, I feel bullied because of my mom normally treats my brother over than me, despite being the oldest.
Okay.
She says he's the youngest.
Okay.
So for me, I prefer that they should at least let there be equality among siblings when the parents are training them. As for the bullying in school by teachers, the physical bullying is the flogging, the corporal punishment. I still remember as I am in school, if you do anything that angers our principal, there is no amount of sorry he will tell him that he will still not flog. So I've noticed that if you do something bad, like for example, you don't do your holiday assignments, I know that one you can just get flogged because you did not do the holiday assignments. Yes. Then another one is what we call emotional bullying. Emotional bullying, when you blackmail the child emotionally and you don't give the child a sense of dignity. Most children, once they are being blackmailed, they don't have the courage to tell their parents that, oh, mommy, daddy, my teacher blackmailed me.
Okay.
For me, I've never experienced it, but I can remember the first time I experienced blackmailing, like emotional blackmailing, was when we were to have our exam. My brother had started the exam that Thursday.
Okay.
So we were to have our own the next day. I didn't do anything bad. I was on my own, like just minding my business, talking with my friend, until a girl came and told me that, Emanuela, you are too fat. I recommend you lose some weight.
Okay.
Normally me, I know that I'm not fat, I'm chubby.
Yeah.
And I've reduced weight also. So this thing really got to me. And it pained me so much. I didn't tell my mom. It was until my mom discovered I was now moody, that I don't really like. Then I didn't start eating. I started locking myself in our room. I started going to bed early. She knows that the type of daughter she has doesn't go to bed early. I can stay around 12 o'clock midnight and still sleep. She knows that the type of daughter she has always eats. She knows that the type of daughter she has never, sometimes locks herself in the room, but only for reasons
personal to her.
Yes. So when I told my mom was like, I should always learn to take criticism, that it builds me. I asked, how? She was like, once you take criticism, if anyone criticizes you again, you feel stronger when they criticize you. So for me, bullying from the teacher, then another one now called sexual bullying.
Okay.
Which I pray I've never experienced in my life. The sexual bullying, most girls, when they are being abused, mostly by males and their male teachers and male friends. That is why in the society it's not always good to get close with a male friend. I have plenty male friends, but I'm not that close with them. I like to keep my circle around friends that impact values into my life, not friends that don't mean anything.
Okay, Joy.
Okay, if you
you.
allow Emanuela will go on. But I want to say something. You talked about punishment, now corporal punishment. Now, I would like to ask, what is your take on corporal punishment? I'm talking of parents that actually use corporal punishment on their children. You've seen videos where they'll beat a child and there are marks and a lot
scars.
The scars are there, and state governments really trying to stop all of that. So what is your take on your view on corporal punishment?
Okay, thank you for that question. My view on corporal punishment is that I believe that children, if you want to flog a child, there has to be a reason you flog the child. If it's not for a very good reason, like the child by mistakes broke a plate and you are overwhelmed by anger, knowing how much money costs, I recommend you can still shout on the child. At least the child will use sense and know what is right. But if you instill corporal punishment, one thing I've noticed in children, especially children that my friends that get beaten a lot by their parents, is that as they grow in life, they will instill that corporal punishment on their own children, and it becomes a generational thing. And if that happens, I'm afraid the generation is in total trouble. Because I see no reason why you flog your child and stripes come over their body. If stripes come over their body in other countries, it is regarded as child abuse.
Okay, now Emanuela, I want to put this to you now. Between corporal punishment and giving a ground that, okay, you are being deprived and you are going to corporal punishment, which do you think should be, accepted?
I think the one should be accepted is the grounding. Because if you ground a child, the child, after grounding the child will at least know that, okay, my mother has grounded me, so something, this, that, I should not try it again. I remember when I was 3 years old, me and my mom, my brother wasn't born at that time, so me and my mom had traveled to Calabar to go and experience the Christmas holiday.
Okay.
And at that time, I was just 3. I was not right. Me and my cousin Praise, who was around 4, we were writing 1 to 100. I wrote 1 to 100 perfectly, and I'd already started writing 1 to 5. So I just wrote 1 to 100. My cousin now wrote 1 to 60. I was thinking, oh, because he wrote 1 to 60, my mother, then my auntie would just ground him down, go to your room and go and stay there for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. But and funny enough, the auntie is my mom's twin. They are completely, they may look the same, but they are opposites. My auntie carried her long king, which she usually use on her children, and started flogging. She flog. I saw stripes all over the body. As the boy was bleeding, I was just looking. Once I finished looking, tears started rushing out of my eyes. I started crying. I ran to the room. I don't know, I just used lock and lock myself. When my dad came back, my dad asked why am I crying. I could not say anything because I didn't want to put my mom into trouble. I didn't want to put my auntie into trouble. That was how I discovered that it's grounding that will do you better good than flogging. So that if you ground a child, it will save the consequences of flogging the child, and it will save the consequences of the child's generation into trouble. So I prefer grounding should be done.
Okay, I love the fact that you're saying grounding, because it's never been flogged anyway. So now we are going to take on the position of grounding. But let's make this lighter for you. What do you think parents do that you kids sit down and say, this thing you are doing, it's not right, but well, because we are kids, let's take it. So what are those things that you think parents out there would do to kids that affects you, and people sometimes don't have the opportunity to speak out?
What I think affects kids, what parents do, is that doing what they tell us not to do.
Okay.
Which is a major.
They will tell you not to do it, but they'll be the one doing it.
Yes, major problem is instances like I'm charging my tablet. I'm charging the tablet and I'm watching videos. My mom will say, Mama, Emanuela, don't watch videos while you're charging your tablet. I'm not like, okay, ma, I'll go and off the tablet. But when it's now her turn, you see her charging phone. She'll be on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of the social medias I can mention. She'll now be watching it. When I ask her, Mommy, what you are doing? You just told us what to do. She'll give us an excuse saying that her battery is stronger than our own.
So she used the excuse of battery.
Yes.
Don't worry, she has made that confession here several times that she will tell you to do this and she will be using this same example. Okay, while we're talking about what are those things that your parents do that you don't agree on, when it comes to finances, when it comes to decisions, what do you have to say on that?
On finance,
decision taking, your finances, go and keep your money, and and decision making.
On finances, what I'm saying is, on finances, I feel like parents are saying we should keep our money, but yet they're spending their own money.
Do you think it's good or bad? Are they spending it on you or on them? Do they spend more on themselves than you? That's where I'm going, actually.
They don't spend more on themselves they spend more on us than them.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. So what do you have to say? Go on.
First of all, they may have money in their accounts. And we being children, we like to demand. Mommy, buy me this one. Example, my brother. If he sees something, he will ask mommy, buy me this one. Mommy, buy me this one. Mommy, buy me that one. Sometimes I'll be like, David, let me do this.
But don't you think he deserves it? When you were growing up, okay, the difference between the two of you is like 5 years?
4 years.
4 years. Now, look at the time you were growing, you had everything because it was just him. You understand? That's my question now. Listen very well. I've lived that financial and all that. You have brought this one up now. Now, looking at the two of you, when you were growing, I'm sure your mommy would have spoiled you silly and your dad. And you had everything. You make demands. There was no David. But suddenly David comes. And you feel like, everything is David. Everything, she spoiled David. Do you think don't you think that sometimes you could be selfish at times and like I'm asking for too much? He's my brother anyway. Let me be the big girl. Don't you think he deserves that also? Or you think, no, this one is too much, an excess? Which one exactly?
He's an excess.
Are you sure?
Yes, he's an
Okay, Joy. She said it's an excess. It's time for us to go for a break for our other guests.
While we let you go, Emanuela, thank you for being a part of Family and Values this morning. Thank you. Happy Children's Day to all.
It's so good to have you.
Any word of advice for your friends out there or parents?
A shout out to them.
My word of advice to my friends and parents out there is that parents should learn and be kind to their children. They should also be kind and don't do what you told your children not to do. And for my friends, please, in the name of God, I'm begging Great Bachel, in the name of God, just please pity the parents. Let's stop demanding so that at least they can have money and we can demand as many as we want. That's my advice to all of them.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you very much.
So good to have you this morning.
Visual Industries, and on behalf of Galaxy Television and Family and Values, we are saying thank you for being part of our show this morning. And happy
It's so good to have
you. We are hoping that you take us out anyway to buy us ice cream. It's your children's day.
Oh.
Thank you very much. All right, let's go on our Word of Marvel. We'll be right with our second guest. Stay tuned. Thank you. Okay, we are still in the mood of celebration. We are not done yet. It's still Children's Day, and I'm still saying Happy Children's Day to anyone who is just joining us. Yes, you have not missed anything because we are about having a second guest on the show. Yes, we are celebrating children. Today is their day. They are on holiday, so please, mommy, daddies, go and buy the ice cream for them. You've heard what our first guest said. Don't do what you tell. No, don't do this one and go back to do. They are seeing you. You see, they are seeing you and they are listening to you. Anyway,
don't just leave the money for the ice cream. Don't leave the money. Take them out. They want to sit down with you. You are going to work, yes. When you come back, maybe your lunchtime or something, just create that atmosphere for them. It's good to help them, to build them, that they love you. It's not about what you provide. It's about you showing the love. That's all we love.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we have second guest in the studio to celebrate Children's Day with us, and she'll be grazing our say this morning. We have Anyofe Matesu. Hey, what a beautiful day for a beautiful princess. Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine.
How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling
Happy
good.
Children's Day to you. Okay, so so you're looking all calm. Let me ask you, what is Children's Day celebration to you?
To me, Children's Day is a day where we celebrate all the children around the world.
Okay.
It is a day where we appreciate all what children are doing around the world.
Yeah.
What children are doing around the world.
They learn lots of stuff for us, for we parents, for you parents, so that you can take us out.
Hey, just like I said, just take you out and enjoy and spend time with you.
Thank God your mommy is around,
Right?
she will take you out.
Don't worry, we are taking you out. Now, Anyofe, I want to ask you, when you look at growing up with your sibling, Ayomide, your sister, shout out to Ayomide Matesu. Now, because you are both girls, have you ever thought of, I wish you were a boy? Have you ever had that thought in your mind? Because sometimes, as siblings, like, I wish if you are a boy, I'm sure it should be like this. Have you ever thought, like, I wish my sister is a boy? Or,
Yeah.
you know?
Sometimes I wish I was the only born, so that I can enjoy
Okay. So that you can enjoy
everything.
Ah.
Okay, so does that mean that having Ayomide, what are the beautiful moments you've had with your sister?
We play a lot, sometimes we fight, sometimes she
Fighting is
abuse
normal.
me.
That's normal anyway, that's normal. Okay, fine, now let's talk about bullying. What is your view about bullying? Because
Bullying
we are seeing
is
it
the
a lot.
act or process of hurting someone older than you or someone hurting you that the person is younger than you or older than you.
or you're older than the person.
Have you ever experienced it? Because you are a shy
Have
person.
you experienced it?
Have you ever experienced it in school,
No.
around you, in church, anywhere?
No.
So you've always had a wonderful time with people around you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a very loving girl, so nobody wants to bully a loving girl.
Now,
Nobody wants to
has
bully a
anyone
loving
ever
girl.
told you are too quiet? Why are you so quiet?
I'm not quiet. Actually, it's because I'm on TV right now.
Oh,
Hey!
okay. So
I
someone
want
is
to
trying to tell us that it's because she's here.
You
And
know-
normally we see you outside.
But,
You
but,
go-
but people around you always think you're quiet. Even
Actually,
your mom,
she's
your
a
mom,
quiet
your mom
person.
also look at
Now
you
you
and
see
say
your mom is-
you're shy. You know, you don't want to look at. I was talking to you earlier. You are looking in the other direction. You know why? You know why I'm asking you these questions. You are not the only one in that shoe. You understand? We have children out there that their parents think,
Yes.
she shouldn't, and it's not that
look
they
at
are
her
shy.
saying, I'm not shy. And your mom, and I was thinking, okay, and everybody, and you're saying, I'm not shy.
So why do you think people believe
That
or
you're
see
shy?
and say you are shy or you are timid kind of? Why?
I don't relate with people that much.
Okay.
I'm always at the back alone, while other people are just in the class talking about what's popular in the class. I used to sit on my seat trying to relate with other people.
Okay. Relate in what sense? Like
You have your
relate
own class, you have your
cla-
own set of
people.
friends that you
Yeah.
just treat.
Okay.
So you're comfortable in your own space.
Your own
So
space.
it doesn't mean you're shy.
You are
you're
with the
just
crowd, you're not with the crowd.
You don't follow the crowd. You like your own space.
Thumbs up. Okay.
Okay. Now let's talk about corporal punishment. Lori asked Emanuela, grounding and corporal punishment, which one? And Emanuela gave us everything. So for you now, grounding and corporal punishment, which do you think parents should invite more when it comes to training kids?
I'll go with grounding.
Okay, your
Because
reasons?
corporal punishment, it can lead to death of children.
And we've had a lot of we've had
Damages in
instances,
that
yeah,
instance,
damages,
yeah.
And it can also lead for the children to take drugs when they don't want to, because you are beating them. That means they have to take paracetamol. That leads to drug abuse or headache. It can also lead to death. If you ground a child, the child will learn their lesson and later will do what you want them to do.
Ooh, wow.
So parents, what you're trying to tell parents is we should do more of
Grounding.
grounding than corporal punishment.
Yeah.
Okay, have you been flogged 7 in a way? Okay, and you've been grounded, right?
Deprived
So
of
you
what
prefer
you
the
love
two.
so
You-
much.
You've sat down and weighed both and you said, no, I think
Grounding is better.
grounding is better for me. Okay.
So you like it when you are deprived of what you love so much for a while, and it brings you back to the, factory
The
setting.
normal.
Factory
reset.
setting. Okay, now to you, what do you understand by parenting?
Parenting is the act or process of taking and bringing up a child with good morals and giving them their daily needs.
Giving them their daily
Giving them
needs.
their daily needs. Okay,
Wow.
can you, now for parents out there who feel like I just want to bring in a child into the world and just live my life, can you emphasize those daily needs they need, because you said
Those
morals,
things that
those
they need
daily
to-
needs, those parents out there need
Daily
to know.
needs like clothing, education, shoes, and not depriving them of their rights as a child.
Ooh.
Okay, so that means their rights as children.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Okay, I love that. I love that. But now let me ask you this one too. What are those things that parents do
That you don't like.
that you children will sit down and say,
Today, you
Ah.
know what my mommy did. You know, sometimes have you
people
ever
talk
sat
about
down
this
like
thing.
that?
Oh, I know
In
people talk
school,
about
you know,
it.
when you're with
you
your
heard what
friends.
Emanuela said, mommy be saying, don't charge right and she'll go and do.
So what are those things that they
parents do that?
That you
Like what Emanuela said, my mom, if she's watching TV, she'll also be pressing her phone and chatting at the same
We have
time.
suffered. Hi.
We'll say we want to watch another cartoon, she's not watching it, she's pressing her phone. She'll say,
Don't
she's-
change it.
Don't change it, she's still watching it. Meanwhile, she'll be pressing her
Afolasha Adeniyi. And have you ever asked her, say, mommy, but you are not watching this?
And yes, she'll say that I'm watching it, don't change it.
If you now beg her, she'll now say, we are changing it. She'll now go inside the room and be pressing her phone.
So between your mom and your dad, which is your favorite?
The two.
I love
too.
that. Give me high five for that.
Are you sure?
High five, Jerry.
So your dad don't press the phone and be watching the TV and tell you
doesn't.
when they are watching match. Even
No,
when they are watching
see,
match.
when your dad is watching football, I don't think you will come near there. I don't think you will come near there.
Not
But,
even much.
okay, so is there any other thing you feel like okay, parents would do that? You look at it and say, or you've heard your friends in school talk about that. My mom will say, or my dad will say, don't do this, but you end up doing it.
Yes. Like when my friend told me that her mom, normally she used to beat flog her. Meanwhile, her sister will be the one who would do the thing, but her mom would think it's her that did it. She'll not flog her. Meanwhile, it's the sister that did it.
Okay, we're rounding up soon. Ayofe, I want to ask you, the education in Nigeria. Nigeria is your home, Lagos State is still your base. And I don't want to underrate that you don't understand what is happening in the educational sector. Are there things you think government should do or parents should do to those children who just walk around, they don't have anybody to help them? Like we are celebrating Children's Day, it's an opportunity for you to express yourself.
I think all children should relate with each other, whether you know the person or not, so that you will know the person more.
Okay, but in terms of education, what do you think government should do to make it easy? You know, paying school fees, for instance. You know how parents come together, you have not paid your school fees, stay at home. What should government do to make it easy
for parents?
for
They should
parents?
show education videos on television, so that like U-lesson, if you don't pay your school fees, you can use U-lesson to know what more of what your teacher is doing in the class.
Ooh.
Okay, so there should be more of you lesson on TV.
Yes.
So that even kids that are driven home can learn from them.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. Thank you.
Okay, your
I hope the
advice.
government is going to.
I hope so.
All right, as we round up, do you have any advice for your friends?
Or
and for
shout out to your
parents?
friends
Shout out
as
to
Children's
anyone.
Day, your parents, your friends.
First, parents should not beat their children anyhow.
Okay.
Secondly, parents, be nice to your children, because outside, know your children more, because sometimes if you don't relate with your children, they might go outside and form cultist group or kidnapper group. And friends, don't join bad gangs, and don't relate too much with people outside you, or else it can lead to anything that is bad.
Thank you very much, sweetheart, for that. Okay, so thank you for being a part of Family and Value this morning.
It's so good
and,
to have you.
we have Viju Industries here on behalf of Family and Values and Galaxy Television. We are presenting this to you. You know, this is our own Children's Day gift. There's no ice cream. I'm not
Don't worry.
This is
Don't
Children's Day
mind
package
her.
I've given you.
It's so good to have you, okay? Thank you for coming. Don't worry, she has another package for you downstairs. It's so good to be here.
Thank you
for
very much.
staying tuned,
Thank
by
you
joining
very
us. We want you to always be available to join us on our social media platforms. It's been a wonderful time with Swish, working on the social media platform. So please go to our Facebook, go to our X, go to our Instagram, go to our YouTube. You can watch, you can play back, you can go back to our past episodes, and it's all good on Family and Value. We want it to be good for you, for your family, and for the nation, because when your family is built, the nation is well. On behalf of myself and my very safe, I still remain Olori Adejoke Adubidevi. See you tomorrow, and have a great day as we celebrate Children's Day.
Me, I'm still a pikin. I'm still a child, so I deserve the ice cream, you know. As the social media is trying to, they should also give us part of our ice cream. Thank you very much for being part of our show this morning. Switch, thank you for making the social media space a delightful one this morning. And thanks to all our guests, Emanuela and
Marvelous too.
And Marvelous, yes, for being in the studio. Everyone, David behind
David,
the camera. We have one child behind the camera there, so shout out to you. Happy Children's Day to every child celebrating. We wish you the very best.
Yes, so.
Please, we are saying to parents, please, 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 be there for your kids. It's very important. It's not just providing, it's about being there for them, letting them understand that you always, and you'll be the first people they will always relate to.
Yeah.
You know, you've heard from our guests. Be their friends. That's all we'll say. Thank you to all the people production, a wonderful one as we begin the week. Okay, tomorrow we are discussing grieving, the customs and traditions that comes with grieving. You know, sometimes people grieve and you hear some things and you say, wow, somebody is grieving and is going through this. Tomorrow we'll be having that conversation on the show. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. And hey, the traffics are there. Drive safely and be careful. Take your children out. We love you. All of us from Family and Values, we are saying Happy Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day. Happy Children's Day. Bye.
Bye.